Arcade1up's community ADHD. I propose a non-legacy Capcom cab, and is the Casinocade canceled? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what happened this week in the home arcade community, the home arcade space. Is episode 91. Episode 91, 9 weeks away, 9 shows away from 100. What are we going to do for the 100th episode? I don't know, but it's going to have to be good. It's going to be something really, really good. Let me unplug this right now. Okay, hope I don't lose you. Had to unplug some stuff. A lot of stuff going on back here behind the scenes. Got to shut some stuff down, power some stuff down. We're consuming a lot of internet power here. And oh yeah, there's a game on tonight. Some kind of foosball game, football game. Yes, the Eagles are ahead 10 points up on the Chiefs, and Mahomes seems to have re-injured the ankle. So I don't know what happened. I did see a big red Chinese balloon, though, floating above the stadium. That was weird. It was during halftime. There was a lot of white, puffy, like Stay Puft Marshmallow Men running around, scared to death. But I think they eventually shot it down. So I think we're okay. So, hey, President Biden comes through once again, coming in clutch. I hope you're enjoying the game. And if you're not into the game, if your team didn't make it, if you're just not into it at all, hang out with me for a little bit. We'll talk. And then, maybe hopefully some of you will catch me on the replay. I got some stuff to talk about tonight. But before we get into the subjects, before we get into all that, let's talk about what we're drinking. I'm back in the Jeffersons tonight. A lot of stuff going on here at the house. I think I've told some of you, I think maybe 2 episodes ago, that we're selling the place. Selling the house, we're selling everything. So obviously that takes up a lot of time getting things ready, listings and viewings and blah, blah, blah. That stuff is boring. I hate that. I love hanging out with you guys. Every Sunday we can talk about something fun and interesting. I did get some work done on some of the arcade stuff, working on the Die Hard cabinet, making a lot of progress. Hit a little bit of a snag. The monitor is dead. The CRT is done. I'm actually working on a pseudo replacement. How it's going to work out, I'm not really sure, but look forward to that video coming hopefully next week, maybe the end of next week. Also, in the live chat, I got a poll. Every single week we do a poll in the live chat, and this one is it's pretty simple, pretty it pertains to what has really been going on in the community, rocking some boats, storms are brewing. It's just not going well. So here's my simple question to you. In regards to home arcade companies, all of them, right? Or really any consumer, any company that provides consumer products, right? What do you really care about more? At the end of the day, what are you really concerned about? Do you, I've given you a couple options, just two things to consider. At the end of the day, what do you really care about? What's more important? Reaching out to the community or just making more stuff? Just making more stuff. So let me know what you think about this. Let's just cut through all the crap. What, at the end of the day, what does it really matter? What do we really want to see companies like Arcade1up do? Let me know what you think about that in the poll. I want everybody to is it important to you to have that community reach out? How important is it? Should they just make a bunch of stuff, or should they focus on a good community outreach? I really want to know what everybody thinks about that. Does anybody value that, or is it a really a big high priority and they really should try to get this right? They seem to be struggling just a little bit. So talking about the poll, make sure you jump up there. Got 67 votes. Make sure you let your voices be heard. I want to know what everybody thinks about that. I want to get a good sample size, and maybe somebody can I don't know, pay attention and see, is this really worth it? We're going to talk about that a little bit later. So I am drinking Jefferson's. The game is going on right now. I've got almost 100 people. Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me instead of watching that game with those other teams that are those non-Cowboys teams. Listen, if it was the Cowboys, okay, I'll level with you. If it was the Cowboys, I would probably call off the stream. But since it's not the Cowboys, I would rather spend my time here with you. It's a commitment I made to you every night, Sunday night, 9 o'clock. As long as I'm not working or on some other planet, I'm going to be hanging out here with you. Episode 91. This is so cool. It's really, the closer we get, I get a little bit more excited about episode 100. I got some plans. I got some things brewing. I got some things, 9 weeks away. I know, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what we can do and what we will do. So we know about the poll in the chat. I told you what I'm drinking. I want to know what you're drinking. I want to know what everybody has to say in the chat, but we're going to kick it off. Let's go up here. Who is first? Let me scroll up. What time? What time was the first one? We got an 11:36 a.m. was the first chat, and the the crown goes to Gotham City Arcade. Man, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for jumping in and putting that comment first thing in the morning. Really, so thank you so much, man. Gotham City Arcade says, "Hey, Battle, are you excited or disappointed that there hasn't been any leak this year for 2023?" I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even gonna try to play it cool. I would love to see some kind of leak of something coming out. Oh, there's this whatever, and I don't even really care what the game was as long as it was something besides legacy cabinets. I mean, legacy cabinets are fine. We were told long ago that they were going to be a constant, and that's fine. I think you need to have something coming out every year, a little bit different, games list, features, whatever, something, right? And that's cool. That's fine. But I would be excited to see something. I mean, anything, some kind of leak. They're working on something, but because we've seen nothing, heard nothing, I'm disappointed. Absolutely disappointed. Thank you so much for the early chat, the comment. Beach Native 78, how the hell are you? Hey, Fox, I am going to my sister's for the Super Bowl. Good. Spend time with the family. Awesome. I may not make it tonight. It's okay. It's okay. Spend time with your family. Enjoy the game. But I can't wait to catch you on the replay. I hope you have a great stream. I'm sure that I will, and I hope you enjoy your family. Shannon Zahn says, "Hey, Fox, I have no interest." No interest in this year's Super Bowl. I am here and much more looking forward to your stream. Your topics tonight look very interesting. We got some ground to cover tonight. Got some things to discuss. And it's not just clickbait. I have some news to share with you about the Casinocade from Arcade1up. We'll get into that a little bit later in the show. A Tran Fanatic, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Fox, and all of the other individuals on here. Hope everybody is doing good. I had an okay week. Always look forward to one of my favorite arcade content creators. See you guys. Thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate it. Hope your search for a new job is going well, buddy. Hang in there. Hang in there. Don't get too down. Reach out to anybody you can. And yeah, man, just keep your head up. All right, keep your head up. Gallagher Guy 88. Wow, powering through the Super Bowl and making a video. I will be playing some Blitz with a bourbon. Watching your stream. Well, I can't think of a better combination, my good man. There you are. Drink to you. Jason says, "Wait, the Casinocade is canceled?" Not that I was planning on buying it. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. There's something going on. We're going to talk about it. Langs, Chris in parentheses says, "These commercials should be canceled this year." And they're coming out earlier. I hate that, man. Save the surprise for the game. There's been a couple. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But one thing not overrated, 19K Fox on a Sunday night stream. Hello from Canuckland, where apparently UFOs are aplenty right now. Well, let's be careful and wear a hard hat because they may just fall from the sky. We have no idea. But be safe. Don't get abducted. If you see a beam of light, run the other way. I will say this, everybody. The Flash trailer, I know there's been some drama behind the scenes with the actor, but the Flash trailer that I saw in the Super Bowl, it looks sick. Listen, I am a man of a certain age. I'm 46 years old. I remember when Michael Keaton was the Batman, my Batman. I was in junior high when that movie came out. To see him reprise his role, that's sick. That's killer. So that looks good. I'm excited to see what they do with that movie. I like these like comic book runs where we have something that's kind of an Elseworld, kind of an alternate version of, and the Flash we know can travel back and forth through time. So it's going to be kind of cool to see that happen and to see what he does and mess up the timeline, having to fix it and all that. It's kind of like Back to the Future, but with superheroes. Nerd Lounge Master 84 says, "Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Not digging the game tonight." I know most people aren't. Watching some Indiana Jones instead. Not a bad substitute. While I wait for the stream to start, glad to be here tonight. I'm glad to have you here also. Thank you so much for stopping by. Vic Vicious 75 says, cheers, Fox. This Super Bowl is lame. Should have been Cincinnati. Cincinnati was the better team. I couldn't execute, but it was definitely the better team. I agree with you. John Ours. I think I just said ours, but in a Southern accent. I apologize if I butchered your last name. Howdy from Dallas, Texas. Dallas. Good to see you. I'm from the Houston area myself. Grew up there. It's Texas, so they're all small towns. There's a small town north of Houston. The bad guy, Mike Worley, once again choosing to be bad when he could embrace the good. Good evening, Fox, and everyone. Say it ain't so about the Casinocade. I know, breaking your heart, right? Things to be said. Mike Hawkhurst, what's going on? Says fava beans, perhaps with a nice Chianti. It's a possibility. Ralph Reed says, let's hear it for the UFOs here. Are they real? Are they out there? I think so. I think there's something. Well, listen, it's an unidentified flying object. So it could be from this Earth, could be, not extraterrestrial. It could be terrestrial. It's just an unidentified flying object. Who knows? Guy 88 says, let's do this. Here we go. Saved by the Bell Zero, or Saved by Zero. I'm sorry, Saved by the Bell Zero. That would be a completely different. I don't know. I'm sorry. I got off track. Saved by Zero says rumors of layoffs at Arcade1up as well. Stay tuned. I have something to confirm about that tonight, unfortunately. So we'll talk about that in just a second. And it's not a rumor. This, what I have to share with you, is not a rumor. So thank you, Saved by Zero. Thank you so much. Let's scroll down. JJ McQuaid says, bottoms up. Bottoms up indeed. Goofy Foot says, Chiefs. It's a good game, man, but they're 10 down now. But you can't count Mahomes out. I mean, you really can't. You really can't. Chris Ford says, let's get this 19K Fox party started. Absolutely. Let's kick it off. Donovan Klingel says, hey, Fox, hope it was a good weekend. It was a busy weekend, but it was a good weekend. Today in the Cincinnati area was beautiful. Sun was out, decent temperatures, very nice. Got a lot of work done, which is, the important thing. So Brooklyn Menace, continuing to be a menace to Brooklyn. How the hell are you, buddy? Flame emoji with the purple-headed warrior is saying, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. David H. says, greetings from Arizona. I lived in Tucson as a kid, so good to see you. Are you near the Super Bowl? Can you hear it? Did you see that red balloon fly out the Super Bowl? Man, that was crazy. Y'all know Rihanna was pregnant? Did y'all know Rihanna she was pregnant when she was doing that? Because I was like, man, she sure is moving around slow. Oh, well, she's pregnant. Okay, I didn't. But still, flying up and down like that on the platforms, that was kind of cool. Mike Hawkirk says, kind of a joke. The Chiefs are in the game. Bengals clearly outplayed them. I agree, but they had some help from the refs, didn't they? They definitely did. Jay, what's going on? Hi, 19K Fox, multitasking tonight with your stream and the Super Bowl. Listen, you can do two things at once. Besides what your wife may tell you, you can multitask. All right, when it's a couple things you care about. So I'm glad I made the cut, buddy. I appreciate it. Carlos Sanchez says, hello, everyone. I'm ready for this show. I'm glad that you are ready, because you better be ready, because it's currently in process. We're doing it right now. We're doing it live. Brennan Dougherty. I always want to add letters to last names. It ain't right. I shouldn't do that. I apologize. I'm protesting the Super Bowl. It's my team, isn't it? That's exactly what you do. If you support your team, you protest games that don't include that team. It's just the American way. BA says, LOL. VQ is live says, hey, Fox, this is better than the Super Bowl in my ambulance. Now, hopefully I don't get calls. It's okay. So I'm glad you added the don't get calls, because if you're in an ambulance seeking medical care, watching me on a phone, that's a commitment. But you should probably get whatever is wrong with you looked at. But now I know you're the ambulance driver. You are the paramedic. Okay, I feel better about that. Hopefully everybody is safe, calm, and secure. Let's get into some of the nitty gritty. So Zero. See, here we go. I got Sub-Zero. It's not Sub-Zero. You're just your brain ain't working tonight. Zero Cool says, how you do? I do okay. I do well. Bob is in the house. What's going on, buddy? Howdy, y'all. Howdy indeed. We got Devastator Omega boycotting any Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles in it. So you're stuck with me. Glad to be here. Glad to have you. Glad to be stuck with you. Let's get it on. So, yeah, the Eagles are in the Super Bowl. That's something that's very disappointing, sad, disheartening for a Cowboys fan. But you know what's not sad? You know what's not disappointing? You know what just lifts those spirits out of the muck? A $10 super chat from my brother, Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, $9.99. Thank you so much for your super chat. What's up, my brother? Happy Super Bowl Sunday. I'm in the market for an Afterburner Deluxe. If anybody knows of one left, let me know. Cheers, brother. Absolutely cheers. I think if you pay attention to Twitter, I think Retro Ralph has actually got his hands on one, doesn't he? Or maybe he's in the Valley of Indecision trying to decide if he's going to cough up whatever it costs to get that. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, buddy. I really do appreciate it. And here you go.
Can't you do any better? This is the overlord!
David H, yes, I do, but I definitely prefer Jefferson's. It is incredibly smooth. This is the very small batch, so it isn't the most expensive that they do offer. It's really, really good. You can drink it over the rocks. It's not harsh at all. It's warm. It's delicious. But Buffalo Trace is also really good. You got to look at some of those barrels. You know, are you getting single barrels, small batches? You know, and then they get exotic with their blends. It's like sometimes you just got to keep it simple with a good clean bourbon, and that's what I'm doing tonight. Andy's Game Room says, evening, everyone. Evening to you. Thank you so much for stopping by Dark Empire. Have a fantastic show, Fox. I'll do my best. But the chat's always going to help me out. They are both important, but which one? Which one do you value most, Papa Rez? Because I agree, they both have value. Which one's more important to you? Let me know. Vote in the poll. I really do appreciate it, everybody. Zero Redux says, bro, how are you? How are you having a show? Because not everybody watches the Super Bowl, and I have a commitment to uphold. And as long as I'm not dead and I'm near my computation device, I will be giving you a show. Absolutely. We got some stuff to talk about. Clax29 says working on more stuff is fine, but they should reach out to see what people want and how to improve on their current products. This is the discussion I'm talking about right here. It's that mix, right? So what's more important, though, if you had to decide at the end of the day, because you got a lot, you're making some good points here. Do they just pump out product or do they listen to the community? It's got to be, you've got a yin and yang there, but at the end of the day, what's going to be more important? We're going to talk about that in a little more detail based on what's been going on so far. Okay, I think I've said hi to the majority of you. But Goofyfoot is in the house. He says, who used their daughter's phone to watch? Hey, I'm going to tell you, now, spoiler alert, I didn't watch it. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. We're going to talk about it, though. Yes, here we go. P-Dubs is in the house. He says, fourth object has been shot down. Thank you. Good to know. And crisis averted. We can all sleep restfully knowing that objects are being shot out of the sky and falling to the earth from a height of 40,000 feet. Hopefully no one will be injured, but you never know. You never know. Beaming up is taking on a whole new meaning, isn't it? Be a hell of a thing to die that way. Some Chinese satellite crashes through your living room or your bedroom at night. You're snug. You're like an Eagles fan. They just won the Super Bowl. You're going to sleep. Bam, get smacked by it. It's just be sad. Be horrible. Horrible indeed. We got some comments going on live. MG is in the house. What's going on, buddy? Oh, it must suck that the Cowboys, the clown, but he said clown. Look at what he did. Everybody, see what he did? Look what he did. Must suck that the Clown Boys aren't in the Super Bowl. Doing a live stream while playing is going on. Well, it's, you know what? It's a burden. Some would say it's a curse, but it's my burden to bear. So thank you so much for taking a little bit of salt and rubbing it deep in that wound. And yes, stop it. Deal with it. It's Michael Keaton. You jerk. He's in a bad suit. It's all mostly, it's going to be mostly CGI anyway. So, and yeah, the full trailer is on YouTube and it looks great. It looks great. Come on. This is like an old Batman. It's fine. Hobby Monster says, hey everyone, what's up, Fox? Good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. We have said hi to some of the majority of the chat. Make sure I didn't get anybody or I didn't miss anybody big with some life altering comment. Yes, computators. They compute. It's they good to go. Okay, all right. So we talked about that. Vote in the chat. Make sure you let me know kind of what side of those you do fall on. I got my bourbon on hand, and now it is time to talk about the first topic. Arcade1up's social media community, ADHD. They don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. I've never seen a company try so hard to fail at communicating. It's so weird to come up with so many initiatives, so many ways to do community reach out, only to not really reach out, or reach out, but it just falls on deaf ears. It's like you got your cell phone, but the battery's dead, or, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's really, really weird. So just to kind of catch you up, just in case you weren't, maybe privy to what's been going on. Last week's show, we talked about sort of the letdown. I can't say that the show was a disaster because the show didn't happen. So it was kind of a letdown that it didn't happen. And then the lack of transparency was definitely on full display. Not a lot of people were happy about that, myself included. I really wanted to see kind of what was going on as far as updates, right? Updating us on the community, updating us on not just the community, updating the community on what's going on with Arcade1up. Some of these products we've already purchased, promises made, promises not kept, and that's a little bit of an issue. So we talked about that. We talked about the fact that the show didn't happen, and all we got was until next time. And then we had reactions from some of us, like the Toy Room, saying, "Well, this is awkward. This is weird." And so that happened. And so Travis went on Moat's show this week talking about kind of what happened, and he doesn't paint a pretty picture at all. It's not good at all. So basically, the guy was just sort of stood up. He was canceled. They canceled on him, and he was left high and dry with nothing to do. It's like Ricky Bobby. It's like, the car handled real good. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands. It's just, at that point, really, what do you do? You're doing a show that kind of requires input from Arcade1up, somebody from Arcade1up coming on and just cancel it. Now, I think that it could have been handled still a little bit differently. You could have reached out and said, "Hey, listen, something happened. We are canceling the show. We will let you know. Stay tuned right here. We'll let you know when the show is going to be rescheduled." I think as of right now, there is no rescheduled show. So that's a little bit weird. So we've had that 1UP show not going so well, not being a regular show. We had the 1UP date show that failed to launch, failed to download. The first episode just didn't happen. So what would you do in that situation? Maybe revamp, retool some of these two shows you have out there that are kind of floundering. The one is just sort of not really there. It's not consistent. You don't really know. It's tough to plan on when it's coming out. The other one just didn't happen at all. What would you do? Do another one. Let's do another show. But let's do it on TikTok. We'll do it on TikTok. So we'll do it on TikTok. And I'm of two minds of this. So your core demographic is in the 40s, I think. You've got some late 30s, people in their 50s. So I have viewers that are in their 60s. I've done the research. I've done the market research. I've asked my audience, what age range do you fall in? I have that. That's the core group that I'm talking to. That core group does not use TikTok at all, but that's fine. That's fine if you're trying to reach a different audience, I guess. And I've always had kind of mixed feelings about this. I understand a company's desire to capture a younger audience, because if you get them early, they're customers for life is what you hope, right? And so they're going to be alive longer, statistically speaking. They're going to be alive longer than my 46-year-old butt to buy your stuff. So I understand that. TikTok maybe would be more of what, that generation, I guess, does. Now, I don't use TikTok. I'm just not into it. There's too much going on out there. I got too much stuff going on. I don't need, and I think that everybody else is trying to compensate with alternatives to TikTok. Like YouTube has their shorts, Instagram has all the little videos. There's enough ways to consume that stuff. Anybody remember Vines? Remember Vine? The little short videos? It's like, that was like way ahead of the future. That was like the app that just, like predicted the future and never quite came to fruition, but it was exactly the same thing, short videos. Anyway, moving on. That just shows you how old I am. Yes, John. Yes, that is also a giant concern of mine. So not a big issue. Well, let's go ahead, Dave. Brooklyn Menace jumping in says, my issue with TikTok is you can only stream in vertical format because it's meant for a phone. That's true. This show would better be suited for the official Arcade1up YouTube channel. That's kind of an issue that you're bringing up. That's you're going to really have to watch this on your phone. You don't have to watch it on your phone. You can watch it on your laptop. But that really, you're right. It's really more designed for somebody using their cell phone to partake of the medium. And for short videos, that's one thing. But to have a full-blown video is something else. This was a community challenge. Now, over on UAG's channel, he's one of the insiders over there, in good with Arcade1up, so he definitely got the scoop. He helped them out with this this initiative, this new kind of show they were trying to do, and it was it's community challenge. It's basically you're going to challenge, Justin Wong to play Blitz, which is not something he's really known for, but okay, that's cool. So it's a fun way to kind of have a Super Bowl tie-in. And we're going to do it on TikTok, live stream on TikTok. And I found out that you can't go back and watch a previously live TikTok, whatever. So it is what it is. Once it's gone, it's gone. But they did, if you go to their TikTok, they did post a video. Justin actually posted a video saying, hey, I will, we're going to do this. We're going to do this TikTok. We're going to go live. We're going to do this TikTok. And from what I heard from some people that actually watched it, it wasn't that bad. It was laggy. There was some issues there. But it's just, I don't know that it really came off well. They gave some stuff away in the form of like follows and chats and whatever. I'm not sure how you interact. I don't know what to do with my hands. It's TikTok. I don't know what the terminology is, but anyway, they did sign people up for the opportunity to give some stuff away that I think they're going to do a little bit later. So it is, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But basically, they tried, and this was supposed to be the pilot episode, because you can see right here, it says this is going to be the pilot episode. Treat this as a pilot episode, or think of it as a pilot episode of Community Challenge, which I think is going to be a series of challenges where you challenge Justin or somebody from the community, or somebody from Arcade1up. Maybe it's always going to be Justin. I don't really know exactly what the format's going to be. But this is like another initiative, another way to interact with the community, another show. Okay, so listen, this isn't going well for you, Arcade1up. You're not good at this. I don't know why. I'm not sure why you struggle. But you do. You struggle. You talk about things that sound good on paper. Community reaching out, getting feedback, finding out about what games do you want. Let us know about issues you have. We want to make things better. All this sounds good, and you try, quote unquote, but it's just not going well for you. Everything seems to be falling flat. Really seems to be falling flat. So you have your That One Up show, which is not a regular show. It's sporadic in nature. So that's not really delivering, consistent content, something that we can just go to and say, okay, this is the show this month, and we're going to learn about this, so that's not really working out well for you. I think when you have a show, you have a lot of people tuning in, we're wanting to hear some information, but they're few and far between, right? So then you do the arcade, the one update, and that's going to be a show specifically for updates to products we own, we have, issues, supposed to be answering or asking all the hard-hitting questions that the community wants to have asked. We want to have an answer to. That can't get past episode 1. You can't even get to episode 1. We can't even have an episode. So it's not going well. So then we do something on TikTok. I guess I'm not going to sit here and say that you can't do both. I think a company can have multiple shows on multiple platforms, I guess, but overall, they've really struggled with just their presence in the space, giving us, answers to questions. You come out with Blitz, and you come out with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then there's issues, and then there's problems, and then we're like, hey, what's up with this? And then they don't address it, and they talk about this or that. So, it's not going well for you. Also, unfortunately, to address some of the rumors that we're hearing about layoffs, unfortunately, Liv, one of the people that were going to be kind of in charge of some of the initiatives, like the Get Loud, that was Liv, right? She posted on her LinkedIn today, her LinkedIn page, that she was actually laid off. So she is no longer, it's my understanding that Liv is no longer with the company. And that's unfortunate, but that was posted on her LinkedIn page. It's not rumor, speculation. That's just what I read earlier today. You couple that with the failures in these shows and these initiatives, and I'm going to just say, stop. Just freaking stop. You're not good at this. It's not going well. It doesn't work. You either stop completely or you focus it on like one thing and then work on the one thing. But this ain't going well for you. It's not going well for you. And I think you're trying to maybe do too much. So you either need to focus or you need to just stop altogether and just issue updates, emails maybe, or maybe just on your Facebook page, just updates that way, just written text. Here you go. You've got that new, fan Facebook, the official Facebook fan page. Maybe you put information out there where you're doing your polls and all that. But you need to limit what you're doing or just stop it altogether. I mean, it's crazy. This is a disaster. It's a bad look. It really is. And maybe the TikTok thing will work out and do well for you. Fine. But everything else you're doing is just, it's not going well. And I hate it for you. I really do. And the fact that we're losing people that were supposed to be integral and big parts of that social community interaction is not happening. And we got guys like Console Fanboy who are out there really trying hard to get, to free Mortal Kombat 4. Those initiatives. Think what you will about the individuals involved, but the initiatives that are coming from the community, free MK4, those things being pushed forward, it's not being received. We're not really getting any kind of reciprocation here. What's going on? And so what that does is that, you tell us to get loud, we get loud, and then it's crickets, and then it's nothing. And then it's, nothing but failures. And I hate it. I hate it for you. But, really hate it for us as the community that has supported you from the beginning. When you were little, when you were small, when no one heard about you, we got loud. We got loud on your behalf. Goofballs like me with the show. Other people all of us in the community posting pictures, telling people, man, this is really cool. This is what, it doesn't have this and it doesn't have this, but it's really cool. And I like this. Oh, they got this new one coming out and spreading it around. We got loud for you and helped you grow. Now you can't get loud for us. Now you can't just open up a dialogue with us. And it's frustrating. We see you put stuff out there and then just nothing. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Yes. Miss G, she did. Liv had great energy. I'm sure she'll be fine. She seemed to have great energy and all that. And it was encouraging to see somebody from Hasbro with that pedigree come in, and you see what they did with Hasbro Pulse. Big community outreach. Big, like, hey, listen, what do you want? Do you want you want us to bring back the highlighter from 92? Well, you can, if you want to, just tell us, you put in your pre-order now, and you could do that. And then they would re-release the highlighter or whatever. Arcade1up could do that. They could say, hey, what cabinet do you want? They could have done that with Star Wars. How many people want us to bring that back, And then there you go. And people could put their money where their mouth is. And it's kind of a lock for Arcade1up. I was like, well, they obviously want it. They're signing up. They're paying us money before we even had the thing out. So it's unfortunate that we're not going to get to see those kind of initiatives move forward. It's unfortunate that they're trying to do this or trying to do that. This community outreach really isn't working at all. I think it's doing more harm to your brand than good. And I think maybe you need to pull back. Maybe you need to back up. Maybe, to use a football analogy, maybe we need to punt. We need to just back up and punt and think this thing through, because it's looking bad. It's not looking good. So I think that you do, listen, just stop. You're not good at this. Figure this out. Do something else. Don't do this at all. Maybe you focus back on producing products, because I think that the problems we have now are magnified. There's like a spotlight on them. Other people have said this, about what's going on in the community right now. If you had some games coming out, maybe we wouldn't think about this so much. If you had something coming out, maybe these wouldn't be so glaring. These problems wouldn't be so glaring. It wouldn't be such a big issue. But because you couple this stuff that's going on, this disaster area of this community feedback that just continues to flounder and fall apart and fail, with the fact that you have nothing coming out, nothing for us to talk about or get excited about. You know, it's bad. It's bad. Maybe if there was games coming out, we could talk about that instead of this, but because we don't have that, this is all we have. We see that this just isn't working for you. And maybe you should stop. Maybe you should try something else. Maybe you should do other things, pursue other interests, you know, but you should take the time in your life individually to appreciate great things and great people like Maximum Low Blow with a $20 super chat, buddy. I really do appreciate the super chats for the dedication to the show. Did not expect one on Super Bowl Sunday. Also, hashtag free Tekken 3, hashtag free MK4. Thank you so much for your super chat. And I take my commitment to you, all of you, seriously. I may not be a professional YouTuber. I do this for fun, but I take my commitment seriously. And absolutely, buddy. If I was free, I was definitely going to do a show for you. Thank you so much for your $20 super chat. And listen, I'm sorry. I hate to do it to you, but unfortunately, you got to go to the pit.
Finish him. Melina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Sad to see him go. Sad to see him go. But his name was Maximum Low Blow, and so you had to fall low, had to fall into the pit. And it's sad, but it is what it is. You know what's not sad? A $2 super chat from Strager Films, buddy. How the hell are you? What's going on? 1UP canceled Wheel of Fortune? Question mark. Best decision yet. So we're going to get to that topic in just 1 second. Thank you so much again for the $2 super chat. Really do appreciate it. What am I going to give you? A little bit of Wolverine.
Let's go.
KO! Wolverine win! Rookie.
Okay, so I think it's enough of beating up an Arcade1up. It's kind of like pistol whipping a blind kid, and you can't do that more than once without doing some jail time. So let's move on to the next topic. I've got a proposal for you. I've got something to talk. We always talk about the games. We always talk about the cabinets, this, that. What do we want to see? What would we love to see? I mean, one thing I love to see, I'm going to be honest with you. One thing I really enjoy seeing, it's a $5 super chat from Paul Barres. What's going on, buddy? Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Let's get back to core competencies. You know, Pac-Man, Junior Pac-Man, Baby Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Kong Jr. Is that what that was? I think that was all the Pac-Mans. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Yes, let's get back to the core. Let's get back to what built this company. Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Pac this, Pac that. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, buddy. And you know what? Here you go.
Finish him. Scorpion wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Few things make me smile and laugh, like the sarcasm that is some of these comments. Also, what really kind of gets me going is a $5 super chat, $4.99 from Galaga Guy 88. Thank you so much for your super chat. You didn't hear? Yeah, the people that had to let go were working on the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online. Oh, that was wicked. That was dangerous. That was probably accurate. Thank you so much for the continued sarcasm in the comments and your $5 super chat, buddy. I really do appreciate. What can I give you? Well, I think you have an appreciation for the feminine form. So watch out for this feminine form. Finish. Hurts so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Okay, so I have a game cabinet to propose to you. This is going to be a combination of some of the stuff I always talk about. You've heard me beat this drum into submission. Is that a thing? We'll go with it. I've tried to champion this idea of taking this 4-player deck that they have and doing 3-player games with it. Now, you've seen me do this with Rampage. This was kind of my baby, one of my projects. It was really kind of simple, made with all standard stock Arcade1up products. This started life as a TMNT cabinet with a 4-player deck, and I just made it 3-player. And when you do that, you actually have a ton of room. You can scoot those player 1 and 3 joysticks. You can scoot those in, and you can gain so much more room. It's so incredibly comfortable. It's very, very nice. I actually sold this cabinet. Listen, unfortunately, you do what you got to do to free up some space, but I did love it. It did find a very good home, and it's going to a better place. But This to me makes so much sense. This is a form factor that currently exists. You get rid of that fourth player, okay, and then you bring this in. Now I've talked about this before. I've done whole segments, I've done whole shows about all the 3-player games they could do, right? And if you do it with your standard control deck, it's just so comfortable. It's incredibly comfortable. You could make this work for sure. But there's a new wrinkle, right? Now, what they've done is they've actually changed things up. You don't have this flat control deck anymore. Now you have the Blitz cabinet. We're in a weird time right now when we're talking about the 4-player cabinets. We've got the existing TMNT, the X-Men, Simpsons. They're out there, and they're really the old style. They're really, they're not technically the 3rd generation, but they kind of are 3rd generation. Generation 3.5. They've got like coin doors, but they got the flat deck and they got the weird wings, and they don't know what they want to be. But the Blitz cab is an excellent 4-player form factor. It's incredibly comfortable. They took the 4-player deck and kind of tilted it just a little bit. And if you've got the MK30th cabinet, if you've got the Shinku Hadouken Capcom Legacy, or the Yoga Flame Legacy, or if you've got the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that does not have online functionality for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, then you understand what I'm talking about. Chiefs 3517? No, it's not. You liar. You're a lying liar who lies. No. 17. The Chiefs have 17. Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you meant 35-17. Chiefs are up. Okay, 35-17. Well, man, I thought the Philly was going to beat them by. I had them up by a touchdown. It's getting worse than that, isn't it? Getting worse than that. Oh no, now I'm seeing touchdown. Now I'm seeing you guys. Come on, you're messing with me. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on later on in the show. Okay, so I got to think about if we're going to propose something to Arcade1up or anybody, Arcade1up in this case, right? They're all we have. Messed up community reach out programs aside, they're all we have as far as reproducing some of these cabinets. I really wanted to whittle this down. Okay, let's take my idea of taking the 3-player in the form factor of the 4-player, but have 3-player games. Okay, we got to pick a publisher. We got to pick 3-player games. It's got to be something different. I really want to start. Let me just say right off the bat, we start with the NFL Blitz cabinet. Picture this. The NFL Blitz cabinet. I don't want to do black T molding. We've done green T molding. Maybe we can do yellow T molding. I don't know about the T molding. We'll table the T molding for now, but we don't want to do the bluish that they do now. Okay, so we have the NFL Blitz cabinet. We have 3 players, right? 3 joysticks. You're going to have a 3-button setup. Okay, so you have joystick and 3 buttons. And we put some games on here. Now, I thought about this. Okay, what is that? I said, well, you know what? Capcom, they always get their legacies. But what if we did something that was a non-legacy? Capcom doesn't get a 4-player variant. You have like Konami kind of taking the reins of that, you know. You have like they kind of got all the good stuff, you know, with the exception of Blitz was kind of a one-off, you know. But Turtles, X-Men, Simpsons, you know, NBA Jam is different, and then obviously Sega has Revenge of Death Adder. So there are some 4-player varieties out there, but currently, right now, you're kind of stuck with Konami games or the Blitz, which is technically not a Blitz. So. All right. Picture Blitz, but with accurate side art. No. Picture the Blitz cabinet, but with 3-player games from a publisher called Capcom. But this is a non-legacy, so we're not going to do a bunch. So we Capcom games, 3-player Capcom games. What's the first? I'm going to go ahead and just dispel. I'm going to make the most obvious pick that everybody knows if you watch this channel. Okay, so the first one you're going to go with, we're going to have Alien versus Predator as a 3-player game. This is unique for many, many reasons. Okay, there's a lot of 4 players and 2 players, and the setups are you know, you're making a lot of compromises when you're talking about the 4-player setup. The 3-player setup, I'm telling you, you've seen the form factor, you've seen it in practice. It is incredibly comfortable, especially if you go with that NFL Blitz deck tilted slightly. Okay, so here we go. This is the first one I would say. Go with Alien versus Predator. Now, in my opinion, this is going to be the marquee title. So, you know, Alien versus Predator is the cab. Imagine that. I know, Mike. I know. Here we go again. Okay. But this is not the only game on the cab. All right. So 3-player cab. AVP is a headliner. But there is another couple games on here that I want you to consider. And they're probably going to be, they could be headliners too. Now, the next one is Armored Warriors. Once again, a side-scrolling beat 'em up, 3 players. This is a very unique game. Now, they've already come out with this on their current Capcom Legacies. So this is a game they already have. They're already doing. But obviously, it's just a 2-player version. You're not getting that 3rd player. So there you go. 3rd player. Armored Warriors would be my second pick. The 3rd pick, the 3rd game, is another game that they already have. They've already done this. Knights of the Round. 3 players. Games that they already have, right? So here you go. That's the 3rd game. Now, what about the 4th game? I'm gonna limit this. Well, okay, 3-player games. We're gonna limit to 4. What's the 4th one? Capcom, 3-player game. Come on, think about it. A little Cadillac and dinosaurs, huh? What? That's right. Cadillacs and dinosaurs, something they have not come out with. We have not seen Arcade1up do this. 3-player game. I think this would be an incredible addition to this cabinet. Now, this could be a pseudo legacy. You could have these 4 main 3-player games, and then you could also put some 2 players on there if you wanted. They would have to have the 3 buttons, right? So you would have, you could have your standard stuff. You couldn't have Street Fighter on it though. And that's the thing. We're gonna have to see a conscious effort by Arcade1up to come up with a Capcom cab that doesn't have Street Fighter. They've done this before with the Final Fight cab, the 2 buttons. They have done that. We've seen it. It's possible. It can be done. But I think it's time. I think it's time to come up with a 3-player cabinet. Utilize your stock stuff. Go with the Blitz design. And that would be a fun combination of games. A lot of side scrollers, AVP, that's that's just my guilty pleasure. I know it's not for everybody, but it's a great game. You've got Armored Warriors. They've done that before with their current, Capcom Legacy, but this will be the 3-player variant of that. Obviously, Knights of the Round was on Big Blue, but you give us a 3-player version. And then, listen, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, could that be the marquee title? I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. Brand recognition would probably be with AVP, but everybody that's in the arcade space remembers this. Remember the cartoon from back in the day. And of course, we all remember, what's her name? Hannah Dundee, one of the most attractive, and she predates Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. And this is one of, listen, if you look up some of the art, all right, she was very attractive. And she's got the Daisy Duke like shirt, tied up with the jeans. She got the pistol. She was a scientist and an explorer, and she was like everything. She was awesome. But a lot of really cool characters and some of that great, some awesome Capcom sprites, really good looking art, and you're punching dinosaurs. I mean, what do you want? What is cooler than that? I mean, you would have, think about this. You would have aliens and predators and an Arnold Schwarzenegger esque character, Dutch, with a robot arm, and a ninja lady with she's a ninja, right? She's a cyborg ninja. This is one of those unique side-scrolling beat 'em ups where you have all the different parts. We start with a mech, and then you have different parts that you can pick up. Instead of picking up a weapon, you pick up an attachment, but it's basically the same thing, but it's really kind of a cool thing. And 3 players is a unique experience. Of course, Knights of the Round is a really, really fun side-scrolling beat 'em up. That was played that before. And then you're going to have Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. But what am I missing? What other 3-player game should be on here? And then I got to thinking about, okay, so 3-player games, I'm starting to look, and I know some of you are saying like Final Fight. I don't know that Final Fight actually had an official 3-player version. Maybe Final Fight 2 or 3. I don't know, maybe. But we could that's definitely on the table. I'm not ruling anything out. Dig deep, find all the 3 players you can. And put those in there. I'm down for that. But it kind of brings up another question. You remember back in the day? Do you remember back in the day? And back in the day really isn't that long. But back in the day, we were talking about Arcade1up, and there was this big push for more games, more value, more games. That's what we want, right? Back and forth and back and forth. We wanted more games. And that was going to justify the value. That was going to justify the cost of these cabinets. But whether you want to admit it or not, whether I want to admit it or not, we've been getting fewer games and we've getting higher price cabs. Look at Blitz, for example. You got 3 games and it's currently $4.99, but it's a $5.99 cab. A $5.99 cab, right? Thanks. That would be fun, right? That would be really fun. Thanks, B. You saying it's 35 to 35? Nice. I'll have to go in and watch it later. Tie ball game, good deal. So I think that what we're talking about, we're talking about limited games on expensive cabs. Now, I think expensive is probably not the right term. I think $4.99 is a price I'm really comfortable with. $4.99 is what I think that's like the sweet spot, especially if you're talking about something like Blitz, a cabinet with that quality, the really good marquees, the really good build quality, the comfortable control deck. It's still got the riser, but if you go with something like that, $4.99 is some place I don't mind being. But it does bring up that question. We talked about more games. What about less games? I think everybody has sort of silently, quietly accepted the fact that we're getting 3 and 4 games again. Remember back in the day, that was like Street Fighter cabinet where you got 3 games on one cabinet, and then we could get bored. It's like, whoa, what's going on? So it's crazy. It's crazy. So I think that when we consider it, maybe we've just been kind of just desensitized. The fact that, they're just giving us less. We just need to accept that. Or maybe at the end of the day, that's not really what these cabinets were designed to be. I think initially they were supposed to be small compilations of games on a cabinet that recreated the art of that series of games, right? And I'm seeing some great, keep throwing them in there. There's a lot of different games that I would love to put on there, 3-player versions. If it's Capcom, though, that's kind of what I'm thinking for this cabinet. We could definitely, I love the 3-player variants. So absolutely, all these Pit Fighter, Alien Storm, yes. Double Dragon 3, Double Dragon, So I think that it's something that we've maybe begun to, I know that I've accepted it. And it's not the end of the world if we can get a good build quality cabinet with a good, concise, tight list of games that make sense. NBA Jam for the most part makes sense. Those 3 games make sense. You're talking about Blitz. I mean, those games make sense. It would have been cool to have more Blitz. It would have been cool to have the actual Blitz on there, but it is what it is. And then I made the point in my last review video about the single player Mortal Kombat cabinet, Casinocade, actually. We're getting less for less, but is that okay? Are we all right with that? Is it within the same proportion? Like, are we getting less, but we're paying the same price? Well, that would obviously be bad. Are we getting less, but we're paying more? Well, that's horrible. That's the wrong direction. But if we're getting less, but we're paying less, is it still within proportion to where we have a cabinet? It's 3-player. It's unique design. It's only got 4 games on it, but it's $4.99. What do you think? I mean, what do you think? The 4 games that we just listed on a 3-player cabinet, same body style as NFL Blitz. What do you think? $4.99. Is that reasonable? I think that it is. And I think that another thing this addresses, this is all beat 'em ups, by the way, all 3-player beat 'em ups. You're not going to see a lot of 3-player fighters. Is that you're going to see, I'm finding a lack of diversity in their games. And diversity has kind of been a bad word lately, but I mean, within the games, like the differences, like I think we want some different games. I think the market is oversaturated with fighters, kind of done with fighters. Okay, we get it. All right. I'm glad you came out with Marvel vs. Capcom. I dig it. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it's nice to have the cab. It really is. Even though MVC2 isn't online, it's nice to have that collection of games. But I've been done with fighters actually for a while. Like, I get it. Okay, but let's give us some variety. I want more shooters. I want 3-player games. I want some more driving cabs. I want something different. Let's change it up just a little bit. Let's get a little bit crazy. And I think crazy is good. Just like another $2 super chat from Stringer Films, $2. Thank you so much, buddy, for your super chat. Who had money on the octopus bet? I did. I did not have money on the octopus bet. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. Let me give you another little something special right about here. Thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, so I think that it's yeah, I think I would like some different types of games, different style of games. Beat 'em ups are definitely something they're not underrepresented in Arcade1up's catalog, but I welcome them. That's definitely a cooperative play instead of competitive play head to head. It's something that it would be a welcome change. A 3-player cabinet makes a ton of sense. There's a ton of stuff out there. There's games that you have not tapped, and maybe if Alien versus Predator or Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is not exactly the title you're going for. Maybe the angle you can take is the 3-player cabs. You did one once before with Rampage, albeit it was small, but this could be your angle. 3 players could be the angle. That could be the thing you point at more so than just the titles. I think you could have some success. I'd be down for it, but I mean, I'm a sucker for anything AVP. The Casinocade is gone. It's canceled. What do I mean? What's going on? Is it really gone? Is it really gone? Some of you want it to be gone, don't you? Don't you? You'd love it to be gone. Well, let's delve into this just a little bit. So what am I talking about? Last week, we talked about the fact that Miss Pac-Man was gone. Well, it wasn't really gone. All you had to do was just type in the search bar and you could find Miss Pac-Man. But the reason why we came up with Miss Pac-Man's gone was because the coming soon section of their website, Arcade1up's website, completely omitted Miss Pac-Man, the deluxe Miss Pac-Man. That was weird. It included the other cabinets and the Infinity Game tablet. I guess that's what they're calling it. So that's why we assume that. We presume that. Possible, right? So, but it turned out that wasn't the case. You could just go into the go into the search bar, you could type in Miss Pac-Man Deluxe and you could find it. What else is missing here from the coming soon area? As I pour another drink. The Casinocade, the thing that we talked about a lot, though, like one of the only new things. Well, actually, it's technically, we can't count Time Crisis. The only new thing coming out this year so far, right, is the Casinocade. What's not here? Well, maybe okay, it's not here, but Miss Pac-Man wasn't here. It's no big deal, Fox. You just type it in the search bar. Well, when you do that, this happens. So if you type in Casinocade, nothing comes up. If you type in casino, nothing comes up. If you type in Wheel of Fortune, it's just no. It's the Fortune 500 bundle. It's not there. It's gone. Is it canceled? Okay, I actually reached out to John D, and he said no. The Casinocade is not canceled, but they did knowingly, willingly, they pulled it from their website. The phrase he used was they're tweaking it. They're tweaking it. So now if you're going to do a software tweak, would you remove the Casinocade? I don't think so. If you're going to change the games list, is that even a thing? Yeah, there was different games. Would you remove it from the website? I don't think so. But you would remove it from the website if you were going to make a physical change. So that could come in the form of a couple different things. Different graphics. Completely different. We're going to change the graphics. Whatever. Decals, vinyl. I don't know. What if they're going to change that screen? I see some of you in the comments already saying it. I don't think that the 10-inch monitor made any sense. It didn't make any sense to me. And you've got the little 8-inch screen above it. We've seen them take some feedback before in regards to like Dragon's Lair when they wanted to do a cell phone. Oh, you just put your cell phone in this holder and there you go. And they decided not to do that. They went back to the drawing board. What if they're deciding to go with a 17-inch monitor instead of that 10-inch? I think that makes more sense to me. Put a 17-inch in there. You put them in partycades. Come on, what are you doing? Put a 17-inch monitor in there. Leave the little 8-inch monitor above, and away you go. The little shiny decorative lights can still be in the bezel on the side. You'll still have room on the sides if you put a 17-inch monitor in there. But the 10-inch monitor didn't make any sense to me. So, okay, maybe that's the thing. Some of you have also said this in the comment section. What if it's a licensing issue? What if there was some issue with, I think this is a stretch. This is probably the biggest stretch. You're going to know if you've got, Wheel of Fortune locked up, you've got them locked up, So would they really go to market? Would they really show that to the point where they actually put it on their website and then somehow for some reason didn't actually have the license? I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. But I do doubt that, but I don't doubt that this is sincere. another $2 super chat from the Stringer Films. They've removed the Vanna White nudie photo hunt. Well, that's good. That was in poor taste. We knew that the whole time. Thank you so much for $2 super chat. And yes, a welcome omission. Actually, it's an unlockable. There's a code you got to put in. We'll talk about it later. So it's possible, but I doubt the fact that they're going to lose. They're going to lose the license, or they didn't have the license to begin with. So is it possible we're going to see a radical redesign in the side art? Possibly. The side panels, the shape could be different. Possibly. But I'm tempted to think that we're going to see a 17-inch monitor in the Casinocade. It makes sense. It makes sense from like just brand uniformity. Like every upright has always had a 17-inch monitor in it. When you think about this, every single upright has had at least a 17-inch screen in it. I know they're adding the little 8-inch above it. It's fine. But it's going to look really weird and awkward if you consider you're going to put this in your arcade and, it's going to sit next to your other 3/4 scale arcades. And you're going to have this giant, well, not giant, but you get this small screen, giant bezels around this little bitty screen. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's a bad idea. So maybe we're going to see a 17-inch monitor. I think it'll be a welcome thing. I think 17-inch should be way better than 10. And, it is what it is. So it's not canceled, but it was pulled. Arcade1up pulled it from their website. They've absolutely pulled it from the website. Hey, Becky. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Sorry your Browns didn't make it, but don't worry, my Cowboys didn't either. So I think that we're going to see some kind of physical change to the device. I think I'm encouraged by this. I think it needs it. I think it was definitely, the thing has problems. First of all, I'm not interested in it at all. And that's fine. That's just me. You may like it. I could see where it could be cool. But there's one other thing I'm not mentioning. Something we saw on the casino partycades was the pull handle. I thought it looked really weird without the pull handle. Now, I know the actual games in the casinos, they don't really have pull handles anymore. You're just tapping buttons. You're just hitting buttons. But maybe it's the same screen, but they're going to add the pull handle on the side, a different mechanic, something else. They're tweaking the design enough to where they had to take it down from the website. It could be a significant change. I hope it's a 17-inch monitor and not just something small. But let me know what you think about that in the comment section in the chat right now. What do you think? I mean, first of all, let me know. Do you care? Do you even care about this product? What physical change would you want to see? I mean, does really anything matter besides a new monitor, a bigger monitor? I mean, really, who cares if they change the side panels? Who cares if they change the artwork? I mean, really, it's like, you're going up with the monitor, right? Because if you're not, nobody's going to be excited about anything but that. Yeah, it doesn't need touch. Not really. That's why you have the buttons. And it's weird to me that you're going to have, you don't think they'll do a 17-inch screen? Well, no, not a touch screen. I think that's part of the design. I think they're tweaking that. I think they're going to maybe add functionality in the buttons and just go with the 17-inch. I mean, if you had to make the choice between a 10-inch touch or just a 17-inch regular, and then you maybe add a button or whatever you got. I'm not familiar with the casino machines. Do they have to have touch, or can it all just be the buttons? If that's the case, you just go with a bigger monitor. Andy says, yeah, I think 17 would be fine. Definitely need a pull 17-inch and get a pull arm. Yeah, I think the 10-inch screen is just and when we all watched the video, you saw it. Come on now. You thought that was chintzy. Reminded you of the baby cades. Like, that's weird. I'm sorry. That's weird. You get the little bitty screen and these big, but they're like these big borders with like lights. It just seemed really cheesy and chintzy. And I mean, 17 inches is not the best. I'm not saying that's the ideal size, but it's better than 10 inches. That's not good. But that's just my 2 cents. But anyway, so it is. If you don't see it on the website, that was completely intentional. That was completely intentional. They did that on purpose because they're tweaking the design. What does tweaking the design mean? I don't really know. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it definitely hints at a physical change. And if you've seen that arcade, a physical change is exactly what it needs. What'd you look at that?
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Unfortunately, it is that time once again to wrap it up. Is the Super Bowl over? I don't know. I'm about to go find out. But before I let you go, I really wanted to talk about this poll. I really want to see the poll question. How many votes do we have? We have 179. Can I get a few more? Let me get a few more real quick. It's a simple question in regards to home arcade companies, right? What do you care about more? You got to make a choice. They can both be important. I get that, but here's the question. In regards to home arcade companies, what do you care about more? Reaching out to the community, like you think they should focus that way, or making just more products, making more stuff, which is kind of a shotgun approach. I get it. Just make more stuff. But it is what it is. So let me know what you think about that. 181 votes. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm going to call that good. It's not 300 votes, but it's okay. 181 votes. Go ahead and end the poll. The question was in regards to home arcade companies, what do you care about more? Reaching out to the community or making more products, making more stuff? 75% says make more products. It's actually a little bit lower than I thought it would be. I thought for sure everybody would be like, just 100%. Just we don't care at all about the community reach out stuff. Just make more products. But you've got a not insignificant amount. 25%, a quarter of you are like, hey, I think that reaching out to the community is really important. So it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. One or the other. One or the other was the question. If you've got to decide, sometimes in life, you have to pick one of the two. What is more important to you? It is one or the other, Papa Brad. And that's what I'm trying to get at. And when I ask that question, 25% of you still say reaching out to the community is more important than just making stuff. And that is a not insignificant amount. That makes sense. So there you go, Arcade1up. There's a very small sample size. There's a pie slice of your community saying, hey, we value reaching out to us. We value you guys putting together something to talk to us. So maybe instead of just giving up, like I suggested, like a jerk, maybe you should put a little more effort into it. Maybe you should try just a little bit more, just a little bit harder. You should value that because we value that. Like I value a $10 super chat from Console Fanboy. Thank you so much, buddy, for the $9.99 super chat. Am I allowed to be here, Fox? Oh, geez. Or am I blocked? ? There is a hashtag block Console Fanboy movement, but I just want to make sure I could be blocked, but I don't know if I'm blocked. Just need confirmation. Thanks. Well, obviously, if I'm reading your super chat, you're not blocked. I will make this statement. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't block people on this channel. If you're in the chat losing your mind, I'll shut you down for the chat, but I don't block people. This is a channel where you can express your opinions. And as long as you are respectful to me and everybody else in the chat, well, I don't really care about me. As long as you're respectful to everybody else in the chat, you are not blocked. You can think that all my ideas are stupid. That's fine. That is a valid point of view. That's a valid place to be. We're just talking about fun stuff. We need to slow the hell down just a second, kids. Pump the brakes. This is supposed to be fun. And I'm having fun. And if you give me crap about my picks, that's okay. We're having fun. We're busting each other's, well, can't say that. We're giving each other a hard time, and that's okay. It's fine. Be respectful of each other. And we can go back and forth all day long. I have no problem with other opinions, guys. I don't care about that. And I'm not going to block you for it. I might time you out if you're losing your mind because I don't want you offending other people in the chat. Just be respectful. I'm cool. If you're cool, I'm cool. Because I think judging by the demographic of the people that watch my channel, we're all grown-ups. All of us. So nobody, you're not blocked. Just relax. I mean, I care about your opinion. I care about everybody's opinion. I don't have to agree with your opinion. It's okay. We just got to agree to treat each other with respect. That's it. Grown-ass men and women here. So, no, buddy, You're not blocked, but you are going to get the Scorpion Sting.
Finish him. Scorpion wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Thank you so much again for the $10 super chat, buddy. Really do appreciate it. I appreciate a lot of things. A lot of things hit me right in the heart, right where it gets me. Just like a $5 super chat from Galaga Guy 88 $4.99. Thank you so much, buddy, for your super chat. Relieved. It's not canceled. It's not canceled. John D said it's not canceled. They're just tweaking it. My grandma would be so disappointed. She couldn't blindly order this off QVC through the fog of her own secondhand smoke. Where's the credit card I used for the QVC? Where is it? Oh God, I gotta have it. I don't know why. In my scenario, your grandmother's Jewish and from New York. I don't know, but that's just what I'm doing. So thank you. No, it's fine. Your grandmother can rest easy knowing that she can afford her second pack of smokes and the Casinocade when it does come out. Thank you so much again for the $5 super chat, but I really do appreciate it. Got to give you something a little bit special. Let's go up here. Listen, women are beautiful creatures. They're beautiful things, but they are very dangerous. So be careful. Hyper combo finish. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by and checking out the channel on this Super Bowl Sunday. I know it was kind of a big ask, but I figured, hey, there was a few people that maybe didn't really care about the Eagles or the Chiefs. Now I'm going to go, maybe just check out, who won the game. I don't know. Maybe it's still going. And I want everybody to seriously listen to me. Come on. We're talking about games. We're talking about fun. We're talking about stuff we love from our childhood. So let's respect each other enough to give each other a little bit of space to say what we want to say and kind of be what we want to be. Come on. Back off. It's okay. Getting a dig in on somebody awards you no points. You don't get anything for it, except you look like an ass. So back off. Relax. It's okay. We're having fun. We're playing games. We're talking about the games we love. We're talking about the stuff we enjoy. So let's just be respectful. Enjoy that. Enjoy your week. Don't work too hard. If you had too much to drink tonight, call off tomorrow. That's why they invented the telephone. That's why they invented PTO. You deserve it. You've saved up for it. And I hope to see you all back here next week. I'll see you next time. Peace.